Catching fish when the fishing's tough. I think we've all had those days when the fish just don't want to cooperate. You know they're out there, you can feel them picking at your bait. Today's one of those days. So I want to show you what I do on days like this. Anyway, I'm heading to the beach and it's such a gorgeous day, I'd be silly to be anywhere else. Normally on a day like this, I take the opportunity to take the wife somewhere, knowing that the fishing is going to be really tough. However, she's had something else on her agenda today, so I'm taking the opportunity to get out and enjoy the day. Anyway, I'll keep watching and I'll show you how I go about trying to get a few fish on a day like today. So it's certainly not an early start this morning. It's mid to late morning. However, it doesn't matter. I'm going at this time because I want to give myself the best opportunity to be able to secure a few fish. Well, the swell is a little bigger than I thought, but hey, that's good. Stir it up a bit. A bit of a little creek running out here. So I'll try just straight in front of that, I think, to start with. Not that there's much activity there, but there's a bit of deep water straight out off the front. So we'll see what's going on there. Now there's some really nice looking water that's inside this sandbar. You watch this wave, it'll break. Well, not quite break, right across, but it comes then into deeper water, which is pretty much ideal. So it's just whether the fish are here, if they're here, whether they want to take a bait. It's going to be tough, I know, but that's the nature of fishing. You get those good days and you get those tough days. So moonset is in about half an hour, high tide's in about an hour and a half, or an hour, just over an hour. So it's a pretty good time as far as I'm concerned. So let's just hope that I can get something. Like I said, it's a tough day. Today's a really tough day on the lunar calendar. I've fished many times on this day and success has been far from spectacular. So I'm just going to throw some burley into this little waterway running out here. It's taking it down, you can see it's taking it down into the water. And then I'll drop a line just out the front there soon. I could put my frozen burley in the water like that and it'll send a constant trail out. So hopefully there's not too much sideways current and it sits in around this area, doesn't go too far away. Although it looks like current's going back that way to the right. Anyway, we can only try. So I'll start off using a worm on a whiting hook. I'm going to just cast this line in fairly close, just in right in here. Or I'll cast out further and then drag it into there. Not a big cast. That's just in the white water. We'll give it a go there for a couple of minutes. And then we'll bring it in if nothing happens. So I'm using a 30-pound braid on an egg beater today. But this braid is very thin. It's like 1/5 of a millimetre. I'm using braid because the fish I anticipate are going to be quite finicky. I want to feel every little touch of that bait, which I'll be able to do better with braid line than I can with mono or fluorocarbon. feel a bite, it's picking at it, picking at that worm. Only I can get them to swallow it. Come on, take it. Wondering whether they've taken that bait, stripped it off the hook. They're not very enthusiastic, I can tell you that. Better check my bait, I think. Yeah, still there. So here we have some pretty sharp hooks. 2-0. I don't want a big hook today, I just want a small one like that. On this, I've got a 2-hook rig here, 2 separate hooks. Got a 3-way swivel going to a top hook, which I'm putting a prawn on. Got a leader to a second 3-way swivel. I've got another hook there, which I'm going to put half a pilchard on. Half a pilchard, I'm just going through one side, actually through the spine of the fish, and back through like that. A half hitch around the tail, like that. I'm not casting very fast, so I don't need to cut the tail or anything. There we go, let's get it out. I've actually got heavier line on this rod. This is about, well, it's thicker. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Getting a little bit of a bite on this one. This is the braid line. Getting a bite on the other one now, as I swapped over. Getting close to that moonset time, closer to the high tide. If you look out at sea today, there's a lot of cumulus clouds building up right around the horizon. That's either some warm water out there creating an updraft, or there could be some lower pressure, a lower pressure system out at sea. So I expect we might get some rain or possibly a thunderstorm later on. Fish is not coming back. We really have one go at it and then leave it alone. Oh, maybe I'll check the bait again. Maybe I'll put a pearl prawn on there with it. See what happens. Got a prawn, two prawns, one peeled, one half peeled, half a pilchard. Pass this one out a little bit further this way on top of the sandbars. That tide's getting much higher. There we go, my pilchard has been picked off. Prawn is still there. I'll put another half pilchard on. Okay, try again. Oh, there's a bite. Will it come back? Yes, I think I'm into it, whatever it is. Came back, but very soft on the bite. How's the fight? At the moment, not much. No energy. A little bit, it's just shaking its head. Trying to determine what it is though. A few head shakes, like sort of halfway between a bream and a salmon. Oh, it's a salmon. Happy to catch anything today. And I'll be buggered, he took the prawn, not the pilchard. There we have just a small Australian salmon. However, today I'm happy to land anything, or to hook anything for that matter. There we go, little Australian salmon. Okay, so after the salmon, we'll try again in the same spot. Not that the fish are sitting there stationary. Thereabouts, same depth of water. Oh, here we go. Oh, come on. Right in close. Am I going to lose him or not? Yep. There we go. Lightly hooked. He took the pilchard this time, and the worm and the prawn's still there. You lose some, you win some. Okay, right on top of the tide. Not casting out very far, possibly 30 to 40 metres only. The top of the tide, the fish should be in fairly close anyway. Oh, what do we have here? A little stargazer.
Look at those teeth. They've got sharp little teeth.
Oh my God, what do we have here? Stargazer. They look a lot like a flathead, however they're a lot deeper in the body. So there's the second one I've caught. There's the biggest, they're the biggest ones I've seen. Look at those teeth. We're playing a stargazers here. Yep. I think I'm on. Can I get him in safely? The salmon, I can feel the way he's shaking his head. Get him in on this way. Woo! There we go, it's a nice salmon. Again, I've only just got him lipped. They could shake that hook pretty easily. Right inside of the mouth. Yep, another salmon. Oh, little crab. Little crabs inside of his mouth. Who's that? Oh, inside the salmon's mouth. And surely he's feeding on them. Oh. He's hanging on me. Not sure what they are.
Be sure to keep watching and we'll have a close look at these strange little critters towards the end of the video.
Okay, that salmon was caught on a prawn. Showing a bit of a liking for the prawn. Ah, damn, good bite, but I didn't hook it. I doubt there's any bait left. head of a worm, that's it. They don't particularly like those heads. When you've got a worm on, the head is usually the last thing to go. Now the spot where I'm fishing now is a little bit deeper water here. I'm trying to take advantage of the water running off the sandbar over here into this deeper water, hoping that if there's any fish around, that's where they're going to be hanging. But if there's not many around, it just goes without saying, I suppose, you're not going to catch them. But the other thing is they could be there but just not feeding, which wouldn't be unusual today. It's sort of a fasting day for them, I suppose you could call it. Oh, come on. Not a bad bite. Feels like a salmon again. There it is, jumping out of the water. They just waved to wash him in. There we go. Nice sambo. Actually got a bit more energy, this guy. Hook well in the mouth. Look at their eyes. Pretty yellow, almost iridescent. What could we have here? Another little stargazer. Woo! They're cute. Cute little things. Not quite as big as the other ones, but even still. Never caught them on the beach. So they must be in here to breed, I'd say. So there we have it. I ended up with 3 salmon, dropped 1, 3 stargazers, which was, like I said before, I've never caught stargazers before. So anyway, we've got a feed for the family. I can make some beautiful fish cakes out of these. My wife will be happy. So have a look here. This is inside the salmon. These are those little crabs, I think. Look at them. Look at them, dozens of little crabs inside each salmon. I'm not sure what sort of crab they are. I don't know whether I can get it in focus. Dozens of them inside the salmon. So after having a close look at those little crabs inside the salmon, I'm thinking there might be like a Balmain bug or a Moreton Bay bug, with that sort of shape. Anyway, I'll take a couple home and have a close look when I get home. Maybe someone can help me identify what they are. They're about 1 centimetre long and their head is not unlike the head of a cicada. They also have 2 claws on the front, one of which nipped me when it was walking along my arm earlier. If you can help me out here, it'd be much appreciated. Or if you have any questions, put them in the comments below. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to like, share and subscribe.